I don't know why that was connected off. Thank you for letting me know that, man, because it would have been a fucking very shit start to the stream if that was the case. So Scrimshaw has taken the first intercept mark in the defensive 50. How you doing tonight anyway, Storm fan? He goes out wide with the kick to aim on. He can run away with it. Low kick down the wing. Nice looking ball. Hits up Chol. So going with a bit of run and gun early here, Hawthorn gives it back to Amon, who kept on going. He's got a lot of space to work into. A low ball inside the forward 50. It skids onto Watson, looking for the high one. Powell nearly gave away the free kick. Umpire says not high. And a free kick's called holding the ball here, going Matt Rowe's way, holding the footy. So just kicks it across the goal face, going to Euland, and now finds his captain in Anderson's, the Gold Coast. Working it up here slowly. Clousey goes back to Anderson, further back to Euland. He'll just jam a long ball up the wing, looking for the 2-on-2. King is there in front, did well there, Sicily, to hold position. Short little kick on the lead, nice to find Ward. And now Ward wants to drive it into the pocket, looking for Chol, but Collins reads that one really nicely. He goes back to McAndrew. So the Gold Coast, obviously, I think they have a perfect record up in Darwin. They're a very hard team to beat up there. They're very accustomed to the conditions. They stay up there for the whole 2 weeks. So now Euland blasted up the outer wing. Long ball, up he went early, Walter. Great grab. So Walter just holds it up here. Doesn't want to waste it. Sends it towards half forward. Looking for a flyer. Hits the ground. Runs out the back. Umpire blows his whistle. And he's paid it the Gold Coast way, going to Ben King. So a free kick going to the Gold Coast. Very much wanting to move the ball just with long kicks at the moment. Try and get territory. So Ben King currently leading the Coleman medal. 27 goals this year. Chance here to get the first goal of Thursday night. He's cooked it across the face. It's working its way back. Won't get there though. And trickles over the line for the first score of the evening. So Amon wants to go long. He does now, looking for Ginnivan. Good grab on the second attempt. He wants to go. Looking long with the kick, as always. Getting out the back, did it well. Hawthorn, Few Newcomb. Got a couple of handball options. Doesn't want to waste it though, so just goes laterally. Back inboard, nice kick. Ginnivan kept on working forward. He's probably too far out to score. Looking for a good option. Almost played on. Umpire gives him a little bit of a reprieve. Taking a long time, though. He's going to set it up. Top of the goal square. Chol's an option. Got pushed out a bit too easily. Free kick's been ripped out here. And it's going to be going Hawthorn's way. Unknown what the free kick was for originally. Looks like it's against Bodie Euland going Dylan Moore's way. Have to look at that one on the replay because that's a very big call early in the game. Right on the top of the goal square. Certain goal coming up here for Hawthorn. It's a little bit of a down year so far, Dylan Moore, but here's a great start to the game for him. Hawthorn draw first blood. So great work there from the Hawks. Free kicks. Oh, God, I need to look at that again. God, I need to see that again because that was a bit fucking... How you doing? Well, it's a good start here for the Hawks. They get the first goal of the night. Oh, that's ridiculous. Dylan Moores grabs Euland's arm and pulled it up. But anyway. Back in the middle of the ground, Witts trying to get a handball at the back, shoveled it to Anderson. Rao broke the tackle. Back to Rioli. He wants to switch the play. Goes on the commentary side, found Closey. Over the top with the handball. Had to make him tread water momentarily there, Rioli. Feign the give. Worked the kick up towards the 50. Did well to bring it to ground there, Ainsworth. Humphreys there, Closey did well. Ainsworth quick hands off to Rao. Further back to Noble. Drive it inside to the top of the goal square. Hands up, couldn't grab it, Witts. On the ground. Long is there, so is Fiorini. It'll be a locked up inside the Gold Coast forward 50. So it was blocked there. It looks like Ned Reeves. He'll get the free kick. So Ned Reeves in for his first game of the year. Of course, Lloyd Meek actually being left out of the team this week. So I think he was just being rested, wasn't he? Pretty sure he was just rested this week, Lloyd Meek. So now they're going on the outer side here through McGuinness. Long ball towards Chol. Great grab. Got the hands up. Dragged it down against a really good opponent in Mac Andrew. Wants to go forward with the kick. Weddle had hands on it. Beaten to it by Powell. Threw that out. Play on, says the umpire. Fiorini gives it off to Hewlin. Further on to Anderson. He looks around. Realises there's no one near him, so he keeps on running. Handball eventually to Rioli. Did well to gather it. It wasn't a very good handball. And then he missed his target to Fiorini. Turned it over. Chol turned it back over though. Great pressure from the Suns. Worked it forward nicely to Holman. In short, finds Miller. That went about 5 metres, but in game 200, umpire saw a little bit of theatre involved in this kick. Well, this guy lives and breathes the Gold Coast Suns. He's been there from the very beginning of his career. Rookie listed. Loves this club. He comes in and he's got it there. Took Miller. Salute. Great work. He's kicked the goal in game 200 and everyone gets around him as he deserves. Well, the goal umpire's been pushed over, but this wasn't touched. Took Miller has made it centimetre over the line, you would say. I think it's Ned Reeves trying to get a hand onto it, but great work in the end from Took Miller. He gets the first goal for the Suns. Great work from Took. Or Took. Such a heart and soul player, Took Miller. So we go back to the middle of the ground. So Warpool lined up against Rowell at this stoppage. Interesting matchup, that one. Umpire. Dreadful bounce, as you would think. Fucking hell, you're only one of your only jobs, umpire, and you fucked it up. God, I think they should just throw it up to be honest. But anyway, throws it up now. Tap down from Witts. Tussled up there. Miller did nicely. Threaded through the handball to Anderson. And off goes Rao. Looks at a few options. Drives it to the top of the goal square. To one-on-one. Long looks like he may have been held. He's got the free kick. So Blake Hardwick isn't too impressed by the call. He thought he was held. But the free kick's going the Suns' way to Ben Long. So in the one-on-one, it's a very ticky-touch free kick. I think it should have just been let go, if I'm being honest. But Ben Long comes in, kicks it straight through on the Gold Coast, get 2 in a row. Ben Long, what a year he's having. Probably not seen as much of a forward going into the last few years as like a really damaging on the scoreboard. He's been a lot more there for his forward pressure, but this year, hitting the scoreboard with a lot of impact. Took Miller, scores his first goal, comes in, sets up the second one. He loves playing up in Darwin too. I think he should have just been play on, to be honest. But anyway. Back in the ruck. Moyle wins it down. Free kick be going Hawthorn's way. McKenzie plays on. He's going to drive it high and long once again. It's been the theme of the game so far. Collins got a fist to it. Trickles away. Anderson wrapped up by Newcomb. And umpire looks around and eventually calls for it. So back in the ruck once again. Weddle with the tap. Andrew is there. Anderson with a clearing ball outside the defensive 50. On the bounce. Who's going to get there first? Walter push past it. Battle. Wrapped up by Holman. Did it well, Nick Holman. And he's actually hasn't been pinned on the ball. He's been pinned for insufficient intent. Anyway, I don't know how the hell that was paid. I think it was paid to hold the ball in the end. So Holman works back a lateral ball to Anderson. He's racking up a few touches early in this one. Went to go to switch it, but decides to drive it. Love for Walter! Oh, what a grab! Right on James Sicily. May well have just taken a top-end special. Oh, that's going to be in frames for the years to come. Kids are going to have that plastered on their walls around the Gold Coast. What a grab. He's got to go back and kick it, though, to finish off the great work and get a couple of really good looks at that replay. Walter comes in. It's looking okay, but just pulls away late. Unfortunate, but the mark. Jed Walter, that's a contender. So Hawthorn try to clear it out in their defensive area, but it's going to be coming back with danger. Noble sends a high ball once again, looking for Long. He had hands 1-2. Umpire pays the mark. Josh Battle. Oh, no, it wasn't paid, actually. So back in the ruck we go. Weddle and Moyle. Moyle with the tap. Long dribbling ball towards the top of the goal square. Hawthorn have the numbers. Sicily tried to get the kick away. Turned it over, though. Didn't really look. Gave it off. And now Jeffrey feigned the give on the back and then works a chiseler inside the forward 50, but skids and rolls and goes out of bounds. Well, the early proceedings of this one been very entertaining footy. So it's 8 points to the margin. Moyle with the tap once again. Jath clearing ball outside the defensive area on the bounce. Chol is there up against Powell. Noble just bodylined it. Got the handball out to Euland. He's been taken high there. And it is a free kick, so Ginnivan's giving it away here. A little bit poetic in that. A little bit of poetic justice may be seen in that a little bit. Euland just goes to the lateral ball, finds Noble right in the middle of TIO Stadium. He goes on to Collins, low ball inside 50. Wasn't a great kick. Long did well to bring that to ground. Flanders did brilliantly. Now Humphrey bullocking through. He loves it up in the top end, and that is special. Bailey Humphrey, that is a brilliant goal. Well, the Gold Coast are off to a very hot start. Hawthorn did get the first through a free kick, but since then it's been all Suns. He loves it up in the top end. Just said in the commentary, kicked 5 goals last year against Geelong in this corresponding fixture up in the NT. And he's already got his first tonight. Had a good game last week too. Got a vote in the Boundary Riders medal if you guys saw the review. And he just seems to be coming along in his career. Just seems like he's built in the mould of a Damien Hardwick type. Oh, and Cyril didn't really mind that one either. Sitting in the stands tonight in the NT, watching his former club up against the Gold Coast and watching his another family member in Daniel Rioli playing tonight as well. So from the tap down, Witts straight to Rowell. He's wrapped up, almost threw that away. Probably should have been rewarded there, McKenzie. Wasn't, and it's another ball up. So we're about to tick under the first 10 minutes of this contest. Witts with attack, Humphrey wrapped up by a couple of Hawks, and we'll get it recalled. So really good start from the Suns after conceding the first goal. From the tap down, Rao trying to bullock his way through, dropped the footy. Moore gives it back. Amon drives it towards the forward 50. Sitting underneath it was Hewlin, dropped a sitter. Fighting now is Jeffrey, spills out. McDonald picks it up, sends it to the top of the goal square. Who's there? Is it Watson? Went up a bit early and gives away the free. He saw Jed Walter down one end, thought he could try and compete with that, but the kick wasn't to his advantage. So free kick to Powell. Goes with a big switch now. Goes with a kick up the wing here. Opportunity for Moyle, brought to the ground. Free kick, it's going to be going to Ned Moyle for being held. Gives it at the back, Noble. Little charger out the back, did well, nice kick. Just slowing it up here, the Suns with Closey. He wants to go high towards the 50. Moyle is there. Spoiled down by Reeves. Warple up against Rao. Spills out to said Rao. Got the handball out the back. Ainsworth fished it out nicely. Noble. The check side inside the forward 50. Great mark from Morrison though. That was a great grab. Just wide ball. Amon finds more. Short little lead ups. Nice kick to Newcomb. So just trying to take a little bit of sting out of it here, the Hawks. Great kick. Morrison took a great mark before. Drops a sitter there. Handball inside to McKenzie. Couldn't grab it. Holman sends it long. Good 50-metre ball to find Flanders. He's got Roses. Just can't get that handball. But now he's got an option in the pocket. Sitting all on his own. Just King. Did well there, Roses. Almost as like a decoy. Just a little bit, 20 metres in front of King. Just to give him a little bit of space. And Ben King already had a sider, an opportunity here to kick his first of the night. So last kick he had just didn't make the distance. Charts here to give his team a nice 20-point buffer. He breaks 50 metres. That kick looks better. It is perfect. Great work, Ben King. And the Suns skip out to a 20-point lead. Well, this has been a very good start here for the Gold Coast. Well, worrying signs here for the Hawks. They're getting absolutely smashed all around the ground. Tap down from Reeves, breaking through Newcomb, looking for the free kick, didn't get it. Now Rao breaks away, runs a good arc, works the ball towards 50, Roses. Good gather on the second attempt, wheels onto his left boot. Little short kick there, Miss Miller. Aim on to Warple, little kick over the top, finds Sicily. He wants to go. Handball over the top, McGuinness. Low dart towards Watson. He did great pickup on the up to Ginnivan. He did well to break the ankles of Noble. Inside kick is almost perfect. Jeffrey with the spoil. Only as far as Morrison. He sends it back inside the forward 50 once again. Great mark going back. Was Fiorini. Great work there from the Suns, just to work back into the defence. Just stop that chance for goal. So Collins finds Miller, right on almost on the logo on the outer side. Suns just taking a little bit of sting out of the last few minutes. So going with the switch, back to the commentary side. Noble on to Rioli. Just trying to shift the defence here of the Hawks. And now sends it towards half forward. Roses is there. Barras in front. Did well with a good grab. Probably just wanted a little bit of a more of a better attempt there from Roses. May have just potentially should have tried to stay in front, but Barras read that brilliantly. Kick out the back to Battle. What a great duo they've been in defence for the Hawks this year. Further on to Scrimshaw. Back in the team this week. Takes a couple of bounces. Realised he had Moyle running at him, so kept on going. The kick was perfect. Found D'Ambrosio. Usually a good user inside the forward 50, but Collins, as he's been doing for a lot of his Gold Coast career, just takes it out in front. So Holman to Jeffrey. Wasn't paid the 15. Morrison hasn't really realised. Put on not very much pressure. Now Noble. Low ball was smothered. Did well. Watson skipping away. Handball over the top. Noble did well, just to give him a little bit of a free kick, almost professional there. Saw Watson was about to get onto a bit of a move. So Watson, he's probably too far out to score, you'd say. He'd have to be kicking this from 55. It'd definitely be too far. So he's probably going to set this one up, see if the Gold Coast defence is on high alert here. He sets it up about 30 metres out. It's a dangerous looking kick. Witz did want to bring it to ground. Newcomb to Warple. Wasn't really ready for it. Looking for a high one. Didn't get it. Dragged it back in. Has to get it out. McDonald to Ginnivan. Jammed it on the left boot. Top of the goal square. Who's going to fly? Euland was there. Brought it to ground. D'Ambrosio. Hit through the front. Rioli over the top to Jeffrey. Handballed around. Missed his target. Hardwick. Worried out of it. Goes back and fights for it. Did it brilliantly there, Blake Hardwick. Long handball. Over the top. Watson. Better get into a move. Handballed back. Morrison. Wasn't going to break a tackle. Got a kick away somehow. Hawthorn have numbers on the outer. Now Ward. Kicks it inside the forward 50. It may be lucky kick. Anderson couldn't take the grab, but he gets the free. Tough footy from both players there, Anderson and Warple. Anderson just got the free kick. So it goes back to McAndrew. So about to tick into red time in this opening term. Goes with a wide kick. Jaff up against Ainsworth. Ainsworth saw what's going over the back, but not enough space on the ground. So it looks like the phones aren't working at TIO Stadium, so they've had to grab the mobile phones out. This happened a couple of weeks ago at a game, so very interesting there. See, you have a couple of tech issues. But working back to the game here, Flanders at half forward, gives it back to Humphrey. Low ball inside 50, it works out. Finds it to Ainsworth, who snaps it truly. Well, they get a bit lucky, but all that matters is the result. And the Gold Coast have 5 in the first quarter. Well, the conditions right now are really suiting the Suns. It is so much different than what most players would be expecting, especially this time of year. 30 degrees, humid weather. Gold Coast Suns just know the conditions so well. And in the end, they'll take that 100% there, the Gold Coast. The kick inside wasn't the greatest, but Amon couldn't take it cleanly. Ainsworth did, and he snapped it well. So umpires messed up the bounce again. That's a second already in this game. So back in the ruck once again. Moyle up against Reeves. Moyle with the tap. Warple. Back to Morrison. Just quickly jammed it on the boot. Towards centre half forward. Going up is Moore. Couldn't take it. Ginnivan. Handballed outside towards D'Ambrosio. Fiorini did well. Fished it out somehow to Noble. Wrapped up by Ginnivan. Got it out. Only as far as Ward. Gathered it on that trusty left boot. Sends it to the top of the goal square again for Chol. It lands. Can Watson get onto a move here? Closey. Further back. Collins. Went to ground. Ball gets out. Powell to Noble. Further on to McAndrew. Takes the contact. Did it professionally. Ball up. Did well there, McAndrew. He could have tried to get the ball out, but he realised as soon as he knew he got tackled, just had to hold it up. Didn't let it go. Knew he'd get a good stoppage. So Reeves with the tap. Noble tried to back out of trouble. Left the ball behind. Rioli back to Noble. Handballed forward. Rao trying to worry his opponent out of it. Somehow got a kick away. Went about 2 meters. D'Ambrosio kicked it almost into Rao's foot. Is he going to be pinged here? Doesn't look like it. So just inside the forward 50 here for the Hawks. Reeves and wins it down. Pushed out of it there was Jeffrey. Miller over the top. Fiorini jammed it on the left boot. Just a tumble punt forward. Hawthorn have numbers here, but it's a bit of a chaos ball. Battle gets it there first to Scrimshaw. Wants to switch the play. They do it pretty well. They have a lot of time here, the Hawks. Work the kick up to Ward. He's had a few touches in this opening term. Goes with the kick inside. Nice work. So the Hawks just take a breath here. Scrimshaw. Further wide, now to Battle. He's got Jaff about 15 metres in front of him. That's where he goes. And he goes over the top to Morrison. So right in front of the interchange gates here, the Hawks. They would love a light goal here just to give themselves a little bit of momentum going into the opening break. Short further on to Ginnivan. Got a couple of shorter options. Wants to go towards the pocket. He's going for Weddle. Collins. Easy spoil for him. And runs out of bounds. Weird kick there from Ginnivan. Probably should have tried to go for a shorter option. So locked up inside the Hawks forward half now. Forward third. They need to find a goal here. Tap down was brilliant to Moore. Got a high one. Did it well. He's pretty professional at doing that, Dylan Moore. He's probably too far out to score, though. He's looking around. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and looks at the bench here just to potentially see. He's still got 2.5 minutes. He doesn't have to go for goal. God, it feels like the umpire's giving him a few extra meters here. So Dylan Moore runs his arc, sends it long. Well, he got the distance, but he blew it way out to the right and out on the full. So 2 minutes left in this opening quarter. So Powell, he wants to go on the grandstand side here. He blasts it high, looking for Moyle potentially, and King brought it to ground. Now Rao broke the tackle just enough to get the handball away. Flanders further back now to Holman. High ball that goes up. Hawthorn have the numbers. Amon further back now to Newcomb. He goes against the grain towards Scrimshaw. Has to be strong in the air and did. And now he runs on. He knows there's an opportunity forward. Great looking ball. Finds Ginnivan again. Inside the forward 50. Looking into the pocket. Kick was perfect. Well, Nick Watson a chance here in the pocket to give his team a much needed goal. Well, this would be a tough kick. But who else but the Wizard to wheel some magic? Watson comes in. Stares down an almost impossible task. But you know what? He's up to it! What a kick from the Wizard! Hawthorn get their second. That was almost impossible. He kicked that dead straight from the gutter. Well, they'll give him a little bit of momentum going into quarter time. Oh, look at the kick. That's straight behind him there, that camera work. That was brilliant. So back in the ruck we go again. Hawthorn get another one here. Newcomb fished out the handball, but I think it was a throw. So Anderson will get the free kick. He wants to play on. Maybe they can get one in quick reply. High ball, looking for King. Walter had hands on it. King ran away with it. Handball away, turned it over. Jaff did well to tap it onto Ward, and the kick was nice to Moore. Well, now Hawthorn want to go quickly. Long ball up the wing, looking for Chol. Did well McGuinness to bring that to ground. Knocked it away from Collins, and eventually Collins finds the line. So throws it back into play. Moyle with the tap. Ward got it stolen by Rao. Handball over the top, wanting Miller to run onto it. He just tapped it forward to the voice of Anderson. He's got a free kick, Miller, in fact. With 20 seconds left, they have a late chance here, the Suns. He's got Closey. He decides to just go long. Looking for a flyer. Went up a bit early there, long. Play on, says the umpire. Amon clears it. Numbers here with the Hawks. Rao did well. Noble working for it. Now Miller picked it up. Rao a little bit too hot for him. He has to work it forward quickly if they have any time. Closey blasts it long. Siren's going to sound just in time to save the Hawks. Well, it was all the Suns for the majority of the first quarter, but a late Nick Watson goal sees the margin reduced to 20 points at the opening break. 5-2, 32 to the Suns. Lead the Hawks. 2 straight goals, 12. All right, I'm going to take a piss because I'm going to pee myself if I don't. Sorry. We're back. Oh. Sorry, I need to put that on because it's fucking cold. I don't have a jumper. Oh, sorry, I'm cold and I don't have a jumper, so we're gonna have to deal with this. Well, what are your guys' thoughts on the opening quarter? Are we thinking that that late goal from Watson's going to bring the Hawks back into it, or do we think the Gold Coast will continue on in the second quarter, though? Players still in their huddles for the second quarter. Just starting to look around now. How you doing, Peter? What are you up to tonight? Not much, just watching the game. Yeah, same, man. Been a pretty good first quarter, I'd say. I don't know. So Hawthorn were in their call rooms for the opening break, while the Gold Coast stayed out on the ground. Don't know if that will have much of an influence. Yeah, I tip the Gold Coast, which is very good. Yeah, I tip the Gold Coast too. They're very hard to beat up there. In fact, I don't know the last time if they've even been beaten up there, to be honest. So players are moving back to position for the second quarter. Up the Pies. Where are the second on the ladder at the moment? So second term about to get underway. Gold Coast lead it by 20 points. So from the tap down, Witts wins it down nicely to Anderson. Couldn't get at the handball. Should be rewarded here, Hawthorn. I think they will be. They will. Newcomb gets the free. Wants to play on. Sends it towards half forward. Not a great looking kick. Jeffrey has his name written all over it. Hang on a second. Free kick's been called downfield, it looks like. It's given away by Ben Ainsworth. Going to be going to the Hawks. About to be 3. Yeah, I mean, for the moment. Who have they got this week? The Crows. Oh, that's an interesting game. Oh, that's fucking nothing in that. Ugh. So Blake Hardwick looks like he's been swung forward. He's had some success at this. A chance here for Hawthorn to get 2 goals in a row, either side of the quarter time break. Hardwick runs a nice little bit of an arc. It's bending back. Looks pretty good. Looks very good. Hawthorn first goal of the second term. Great kick from Hardwick. Has a knack of kicking goals when he's pushed up there. And that was a little bit fortuitous with the free kick, but they'll take everyone tonight, the Hawks. No, I'm not streaming to anyone else, man. So trying to get out of the ruck. Did well there in the end, Newcomb. Low ball towards half forward on the bounce. Powell gathered it well. Handball onto Collins. And now the Gold Coast can slingshot off half back. Free kick's been ripped out though. It's gone against Ginnivan. So be coming back to Will Powell. So Powell works the kick up the wing. 3-on-3 here. Witts had hands on it. Spills now to Roses. Dropped the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Warple sits on top of it for a moment and seen for another bounce. So Rao lined up against Warple. He's done a lot of it tonight. Mackenzie up against him here. Ball spills now to Anderson. He's racked up him early in this first half. Fiorini's kick was nice to Walter. Didn't take the mark though. Fished out by McGuinness. And now Amon. Long ball here for Chol. Well done from Powell. Just glided in front. Took it well. Really underrated player, Will Powell. Oh, fuck off. Just let it play. Anyway. Powell, just slow darting ball. Did it nicely. Hits up Fiorini. Racked up so many touches in the VFL for a few weeks. Damien Hardwick had no choice but to pick him. So now Fiorini. Blasts it long. Leading up is Witts. Had hands on it. Should have marked it. Now Amon. Handball. Quickly on. They work it well in the Hawks. On to Newcomb. Kick up the wing. Fiorini did well to get a fist to it. Got it out of bounds. So I think Reeves has done pretty well in the opening quarter and a bit here as the sole ruckman tonight for the Hawks. It's going to be a tough job up against Witts and Reeves. Newcomb trying to get it out. Witts wrapped up immediately. Handballed onto Flanders. Now Jeffrey got back onto it. Further back to Rioli. Had to come back against the grain. Did well. Fiorini long handball to Anderson. Spun out of trouble. They're working themselves into a bit of danger here, the Suns. They just have to find some clean possession, which Powell does. Just blasts it high. Looking for King. Hits the ground. Sicily. Got a kick away. Weddle's got to get there. Broke a tackle. Did it well there, Josh Weddle. Gone back to the defensive 50. But marked down low by Witts. Locks it inside their forward third here, the Suns. Former captain Jared Witts. Again, he's going to blast to the top of the goal square. Looking for Walter. Looking for King. Weddle. Too strong. So Weddle started the game up forward, but now he's been shifted back, and he's already had a lot of impact since moving into the D50. So he goes across goal to find Battler, now Amon. Drives it up the wing, 2-on-1. Hardwick couldn't win the battle. Andrew knocks it out. So early stages, second quarter. Hawthorn, the only goal of it. Gold Coast have had a lot of territory though the last few minutes. Reeves with the tap. Mackenzie fished it out. Handball to Reeves. He just tapped it back to him. And now Newcomb on the left boot. Up and under ball. Andrew takes the front spot. Should get a free kick. Gold Coast looking to take the advantage here. They have now. Powell further on to Miller. Had a good start to the game. Goes towards 50. 2-on-1 here. Great work from Sicily. Holding his body position. Eventually finds it D'Ambrosio. So he goes and blasts it up the wing once again. McAndrew going to glide in front. Did well Reeves to cause a contest. On the ground is Ginnivan. Just has to grab it cleanly. Did it well. Over to Watson. These two combine for fun most often. He feigned the give. Goes to the top of the goal square. Chol is there. Chol can't mark. And now Powell breaks away. Looking for a handball option over the top of Flanders. Umpire got in the way there of the Hawthorn player. And now the Gold Coast can go on the outer side. Roses didn't have to break stride. Handballed over the top. They can almost run this to the goal line. Opportunity for the Suns to end the perfect play. Blasted across the face there, Ben King. Big opportunity goes begging there for the Gold Coast. But the transition play was really almost breathtaking, that stuff there from the Suns. Just couldn't finish it off. So now Sicily goes to the long ball. Front spot, nice mark from Newcomb. Gave off the handball to Ginnivan. He's had a lot of touches in this first half, it seems. Back to Newcomb, further back to Jaff. He'll blast it up towards half forward. Chol almost grabbed it. Collins. Handball was interrupted. Moore looking for the high one. Good tackle from Newland. Ball up. So just on the forward side of the wing here for the Hawks. Tap down from Witts. McKenzie tried to fish it out. Anderson did well to block it. Further now, Miller got beaten out of it. Morrison dribbling ball towards half forward. Noble, good pick up. He wants to go. Looking for a handball. Miller's about to get shut down. In fact, it's Rioli. Dropped it. Gone. Hawthorn, go again. McDonald just blasted inside the forward 50 on the bounce. Bit of a chaos ball. Hardwick, good gather. Handball onto Moore. About to break away. Chips it. Wide. And fisted out by Collins. Bit of a win there for the Hawks. That was a great tackle from Scrimshaw in the middle of the ground. If he got beaten there, they were out the back there, the Gold Coast. So that tackle had to stick. So a chance here for Hawthorn to get 2 in a row. Or 3 in a row, in fact. Neither ruckman could get there. It comes off the back of the ankle. I think it was of Witts. And we'll get it recalled. I think Reeves has held his own in the opening quarter and a bit. He's done quite well up against 2 ruckmen in trying conditions. First game of the year for him as well. He's obviously going to have to do a lot to keep his spot in this side. Reeves with the tap down. Powell gathered it. Oh, he broke away from a tackle somehow, but turned it over. Dylan Moore. Oh, he needs a moment and blasts it wide. So 14 points the lead for the Suns. Noble will take the kick in. So it just goes towards the back pocket to Powell. And he'll go long down up the wing. Fiorini, strong hands. So Fiorini edging ball now. Anderson back to Fiorini. Just happy to be taken over the boundary line. So game's at a little bit of a standstill after a blistering start to this game. Only seeing 1 goal in the opening 10 or so minutes of the second quarter. So second ruckman are in now. Moyle with the tap. Ward got beaten to it by Humphrey. Great pickup with the one hand. Noble back to Humphrey. Loves the NT. Bailey Humphrey. Flanders off to Euland. They're breaking stride here. They just have to blast one long. Miller long towards the top of the goal square. Barras dropped the sitter. Walter out the back. Just couldn't grab it cleanly. Kept it in though. Long snaps. Goals! Hang on a moment. They're going to check it, but it may have been saved. This is going to be a great team goal if it's counted, but they're just going to check to see if Walter may have fumbled it over the boundary line. So Walter here, this is what happens. Jaff tackles him over the line. He kept that in definitely there, Walter. And then the snap is going to be hard to tell. I think Scrimshaw's actually touched it. But that's not very easy to see. Nah, that's not touched. Even if it is, like, fucking the technology in this fucking game for cameras and shit, got to be better than that. The longer this goes, the more I'm thinking they're going to pay touch here, which is ridiculous. You can't see anything. So it's a goal. So the Gold Coast get their first goal of the second quarter. Ben Long, great goal, but really that should go down to Jed Walter. Kept that inbounds when it looked like all certainty was going to make that go over for a behind. So Andrew Dillon at the game tonight up in the NT as well. Experiencing all the great sights. Tap down from Moyle. Rao trying to get out of there, legged by Warple. And the umpire calls it. So free kick to Rao. Gives it back to Noble. Blasts it long once again. Looking for the one-on-one. In front, Blong. Oh, he's been good so far. Couldn't drag that one in though, Sicily. High ball. Not a very good kick at all. Turned it straight over to Closey. So the Gold Coast just starting to twist the arm a bit of Hawthorn, just putting them under a bit more pressure than the early stages of the quarter. How you doing, random edits? What are you up to tonight? So close here. An opportunity here for the Gold Coast. Take a game-high 26-point lead. He blasts it long. It was right, but it's swinging back. Holds the line. It was touched on the line, I think. No, it was a goal. It was a great goal. I thought fucking his celebration was a bit fucking underdone for the first few minutes. What are you up to tonight? Random edits? So back in the ruck, Witts with the tap. Anderson, handball forward towards centre half forward, at the back. He can go all the way here, Sam Flanders. And he has! Well, the Gold Coast kicked 3 in about 2 minutes and broken the game wide open. No sweeper at the back of the stoppage made it way too easy for the Suns. They are dominating. Barras trying to tell the umpire, the goal umpire, that he touched it. I don't think it would have mattered, to be fair. So back in the middle we go. Humphrey wrapped up by Moore. Ball up. 32 points to the margin. Gold Coast kicked 3 goals in pretty quick succession. Hawthorn desperately need the next one. Warple trying to make that happen. Slapped it forward. Pick up by Ward. Got it out of there, Noble. Now Rioli working it backwards. Andrew further on to Jeffrey. The Suns have all the answers at the moment. Blasted up the wing. Looking for Ainsworth. Scrimshaw was there. Moyle for a moment and spills out of bounds right in front of the interchange gates. So from the tap now, Anderson back to Jeffrey. Kicks a high ball. Going back with the flight was Mackenzie. Had hands onto it. Dropped it. Kept it in bounds for the time being. Now Battle. Looking corridor. The kick is dangerous. Well done there from Holman to bring it to ground. Mackenzie wrapped up. Pressure is immense from the Suns. Ball up. We've still got more than 10 minutes to go in this first half. And the Suns just threatening to put this game beyond out in the next few minutes. Witts keeps his feet, handballing forward. D'Ambrosio is there, so is Fiorini. Getting back his aim on, handball, found his target. Ward threw that away. Play on, Scrimshaw. Battle, aim on. Further on, they do well here, the Hawks. And now they can get it forward. Long kick, Shoal and Andrew. Andrew dropped the mark. Moore, it's out the back. Rioli gets there first and takes it out of bounds. Pretty deliberately. And Dylan Moore not impressed by the umpire's call. So back in the ruck. Taken out of there by Witts. Handballed onto Humphrey. Has a handball option over the top. Just has to make it work quick as he does. Flanders. Anderson. High spiral ball looking for Long. He's going to get up. And Sicily did well. Just to get a hand onto it. Out of bounds. That kick from Anderson sailed about a good 65 metres. So Witts had his arm held, play on. D'Ambrosio's handball, a little bit too feather-like, wasn't much power involved. Humphrey wrapped up, and ball up. Tap down from Witts, trying to bullock his way through. He's Anderson, but another ball up. So just locked up into stoppage the last few minutes. Reeves, tap again. Trying to get it out of there. Won't be long before the umpire makes a bit of a call to try and break up this play because just a huge amount of players around this stoppage. Right on the Gold Coast forward 50. Witts with a tap. Anderson just socketed it off the ground towards the top of the goal square. Roses is there. Ainsworth kept himself low looking for the high one. Morrison wrapped him up. Well, a bit of push and shove here. A bit of feeling in it the last few moments. Sicily not impressed. He's up against Ben Long at this stoppage. Witts fists it down on his far as Scrimshaw, who blasted outside the defensive area. Andrew, tried to leave it for Hewlin, but then left the ball himself. Chol gives it forward. They have a chance here, the Hawks. Ginnivan from outside into the centre square, works it forward. It's a bit of a chaos ball for Watson. Kept it in. Powell, still in bounds. I don't know where the boundary umpire's been. That looked out for all money. But now Hewland off to Noble. And the Suns can repel through Rioli, who takes his second bounce. May even take a third. Off he goes. Can anyone catch him? He may have to distribute of it now. Towards Long. Did well the Hawks. Weddle. Handballed back. Ward. Kicked up the wing. Did well. And works it now to McDonald. A chance here for Hawthorn. Morrison to Warple. Outside 50. Goes to the pocket. Watson and Powell. Watson! He seems like the guy who can get the Hawks back into it. Falling back, took a great mark. So Nick Watson, it seems like it's him or bust. He's kicked one. It was a miraculous goal. This one should be rudimentary. And he does. Good work. So the Hawks get a desperately needed one. And it's back under 5 goals. Well, right now, Nick Watson seems like the only hope for the Hawks. But I think I think most teams would like to have a Nick Watson in their forward line. I don't think you wouldn't exactly wouldn't mind having him as your only option. The kick was perfect from Warple, and Watson did brilliantly with the bodywork. So back in the middle, Gold Coast just dominating through the centre at the moment. Handball forward to Rao, onto Humphrey. He's inside the centre square, blasts it, a low ball towards Long. Gets out the back and spills through for a behind. There's a bit of an issue here with the Hawthorn ruckman, Ned Reeves. Got a bit tunnelled in the ruck contest and he's not feeling good at all. He's getting up very slowly. He's hurt his backside, it looks like. Lower back, maybe his buttock. We'll have to wait and see. Didn't mean to laugh. It could be a serious injury, but not really great signs there for the Hawthorn ruck. Of course, he is their sole ruckman tonight. Coming off very slowly. The sub for the Hawks is Bailey McDonald. Speaking of Bailey, we have Humphrey. Handball forward now to Miller. Trying to break the tackle of Sicily, but he's too good. Well done there from the sick dog. And now an opportunity now for Hawks to break away. Newcomb handballed on to Warple. Now to Ward. Shut down by Jeffrey. Got it out just in time to Newcomb again. Low darting ball towards the 50. Watson. He looks so dangerous. He breaks away. Looks at a couple of options and says, boys, this is my time. But he sets it up well. Josh Weddle, opportunity here in the pocket. Well, right now, like I said, it's Nick Watson or bust. So Weddle, tucked up in the pocket, snaps it. Too much. Big opportunity there for the Hawks, goes begging. So now Mac Andrew blasts it towards half forward. Great kick to Roses. Wasn't marked. Play on. Breaks away. Kick inside the forward 50. Gets out the back. Opportunity here. 3-on-1 in the Gold Coast favour. McGuinness does get there first. And did well. Saved a certain goal. Did that really well there, McGuinness. Had to get back. There were 3 red jumpers streaming onto that footy. Weddle up against Witts. Witts with the tap. Miller trying to get it out. Ball up again. So 6:48 left in the opening half. Oh, bit of a rolled ankle there on John Newcomb. Hopefully he's okay. Such an important player. Witts trying to get it out of the handball. Somehow to Miller. Just handballed it up and then Warple trying to smack it away. Only as far as Anderson. On the left boot. Oh, that's brilliant from the captain. Don't think he really meant to get that sort of connection, but the result's all the same. Floating through for a goal, and the Gold Coast get a reply. Yeah, a little bit of bees to the honeypot there for the Hawks. A lot of players at the centre of the stoppage. So when Warple smacked it out to a little bit of space, Anderson was all on his own. So back in the middle we go. Chol wins the tap, and Anderson with the clearance again. They are dominating through the middle of the ground. High ball towards King. Almost had an arm held. Battle. Gets the ball away. Newcomb couldn't grab it cleanly. Spills back into traffic. Jaff beaten by Long. Soccering forward. Walter got beaten by Scrimshaw. Kick away, high ball, Moyle, stood under it, couldn't mark. D'Ambrosio, wrapped up, threw it out of there, play on. Newcomb, socketed it off the turf, a good 25 metres. Collins, beaten to it, Deer couldn't gather. Now Collins just punching it forward. It trickles 30 metres and eventually he goes out of bounds. Oh, you're kidding. That's ridiculous anyway. Short ball there to find Deer. First, I don't think he's had many touches tonight, Kalshi Deer, in his first game back for the year. Tough game to come back into as a tall forward. He blasted towards half forward now. Andrew with the tap down. Rao wraps up Moore. He's giving away the high one. Rao knows what Moore is doing. Well, if Hawthorn can get there's still 5.5 minutes in this quarter. Hawthorn need a couple, you'd imagine. Where's Nick Watson? He's there. The kick's long. Chol's going to have to go! Couldn't mark. Did really well to bring it to the ground, though. Ginnivan wraps up Anderson. Ball up. Chol looks around. He knows that he could have taken that. That would have beaten Walters, you would have imagined. So back in the ruck. Moyle with a tap. Holman clears it outside the defensive area for the moment, but Sicily gets a fist onto it and punches it out of bounds. So Hawthorn locking it in their forward 50. So Weddle up against Moyle. In the stoppage, you're probably thinking Watson could stream through here. Also Ginnivan. Neither could really get a clean grab onto it. And eventually it's Anderson. What a first half he's having. A bit of a floater up towards the wing. King was there. Battle. Got a fist onto it and it runs out of bounds. So just ticked under 5 minutes to go in the opening half. Moyle tried to punch it forward, kind of missed it. Got the handball out. Warple fighting hard. Miller out the back to Flanders. Further on, they do it well here, the Suns. Humphrey over the top to Miller, who started it all, but then fumbled at the crucial stage, and he'd be angry at himself for that. Such a professional. He knows he should have just grabbed that cleanly and kept on running. He's had a good first half, though, took Miller. As most of his side has. Moyle tried to tap it forward. Humphrey in and under. Wrapped up by Moore. And it's another ball up. They're just looking at the statistics right now for Anderson. What a first half he's had. 20 touches, 9 clearances, 99 ranking points. Absolutely insane first half from the captain. Miller trying to get it out of there. Moore further back. Did it well to D'Ambrosio. Stepped out of trouble. Blasts it towards half forward, but Euland in front. Kick inside to McAndrew. Oh, just the 15. Gives it back to Euland. Wants to get back onto his right boot. Under pressure. Oh, they're under a bit of... They're putting themselves under a bit of pressure here now, the Suns, but they work it out okay. Euland's kick wide. Perfect to Noble. Goes on to Witts. Right in front of the Hawthorn interchange gates. Gives it back to Noble. Trying to step out of the trouble. Chol did well with the pressure. Witts. Great work there from the Hawks just to lock it up. So just on the forward side of the wing here for the Suns. Witts with attack. Anderson couldn't grab it. Reeves fumbled. Spills now to Newcomb. Got it on his boot. A spiral ball. Deere did want to tap it into the inboard now to Ginnivan. He blasts it wide. Centre half forward now for McGuinness. Gliding across was Jeffrey. Oh, he's called immediately to play on. He's gone now. Watson was hot on it. I thought he was going to call him back, but now he plays on. Nick Watson from 50. Oh my God, what a first half he's having. Single-handedly keeping his team in the hunt. He's kicked 3 goals in the opening half, Nick Watson. Like I said, single-handedly keeping his team involved. Yeah, probably on hindsight, it is a good call from the umpire. What Jeffrey was trying to run away. So back in the middle we go. Warple couldn't get the kick away. Spills back to him. Got the boot to ball somehow. Moore trying to get away. Did well. Newcomb socketed off the ground. Bounces it towards half forward. D'Ambrosio. In fact, it was McDonald. Tapped that out. McGuinness Handball over the top to no one in particular. Closey. Handballed forward. Not really anyone going to get there other than Moore. Handballed back to Amon. Further on to McGuinness. He'll blast it towards half forward. Standing up. Well done there, Morrison. Handball on the inside to Amon. He loves a little bit of a shot. He darts back inside. And Hawthorn got 2 in a minute. Well, as all good sides can do, they can have a bit of a down period, but they could just stay in touch. And right now, 20 points seems like nothing. Still 2.5 minutes to go in this quarter. This quarter's already run for over 32 minutes. Nearly over 33 minutes. So back in the middle, and again, Hawthorn win it from the middle of the ground. McKenzie sends it inside the forward 50 to the lead up of Deer. Couldn't mark. Ginnivan. Handball on the inside to McDonald. Anderson did okay. Humphrey further on turned it over though to Morrison. Sends it high into the pocket. Where's Watson? Couldn't get there. Spoiled out of bounds. And a throw in. But Hawthorn are threatening here to put this game back to within a couple of kicks into half time. They've conceded 2 in a row now, the Suns. They have to hold up here. Seem to have dominated a large period of this first half. The Suns running lead it by 20. So forward stoppage. Warple's held without it. Play on. Rioli gives it off to Anderson. Immediately wrapped up. Ball up. Forward pocket here for the Hawks. 2 minutes left in this opening half. Got so many dangerous options running through this stoppage. McDonald, Ginnivan, Watson, Moore, just to name a few. Reeves with the tap. Rioli can't get it out. Anderson back to Miller. Handball turned it over. Warple taken out of bounds. Gold Coast have done pretty well with the forward stoppages so far. Just using a lot of numbers just to try and clog it up so no Hawthorn player can get on the run. Reeves, Witts tapping. Working it away, only as far as Warple. Got smothered almost by his own man. McKenzie, back to Ginnivan. Snapping ball! Great finish! Can't keep a good man down. Jack Ginnivan hits the scoreboard for the first time. What an exciting game of football we've seen so far. So back in the middle we go. Miller trying to make a change here for the Suns. Blasts a high ball towards half forward. Jaff is there. Couldn't win it. Fighting hard. McGuinness dropped the footy. Now Flanders got a high one. Play on. Scrimshaw to Jaff. Couldn't get it. Now Ainsworth looking for the high free kick. Didn't get it. Ball up. So a minute left. Can the Gold Coast get a late one? Reeves unopposed almost in the ruck. Now Humphrey trying to make a change. Ball up. Well, both teams can still score. Tap down Miller. Did well. Fished it out the back. Now Noble. Blasts a long ball. Looking for Walter. Can't take the mark though. Hit the ground. Jaff's there first. Handballed onto McGuinness. Did well. Smothered the kick. Opportunity for Flanders. Sicily. Beaten for it. Now an opportunity, McGuinness. Turned it over. Long threw that out. McGuinness went back and got it. Then threw it away. Now Humphrey had Rioli with a handball. Didn't decide to give it. And Jaff. Oh, they're under a lot of pressure here, the Hawks. Scrimshaw just has to clear it. High up and under ball. No one can get rid of it. It's still in play. Now it's finally out. 29 seconds left. Can someone get a late goal? Both teams off a 5-day break. So both teams coming with the same prep. Tap down from Witts. Warple beaten to it. Now McGuinness handballed forward to no one, and now Noble can send it back inside the danger zone. High ball, Barras is there, King as well. Jaff spills, aim on, clearing ball. Noble sits in the hole, great grab, wasn't paid. Warple clears it down the wing. There's no numbers ahead here for Hawthorn. And patrolling the back area is Euland, and that should see us to half-time. So a great first half of footy. The Gold Coast took a 32-point lead with 5 minutes in this opening half, but 3 late goals to Hawthorn sees the lead reduced to just 14 points at the major break. At halftime, 9-4, 58 to the Suns, lead the Hawks 7-2, 44. All right, guys, we're back in about 20 minutes or so with the second half. This clip is from the Boundary Riders podcast, and if you do enjoy this, then make sure to check out the full episode out every single Wednesday morning on YouTube and Spotify. So after that, guys, I wanted to quickly rank the AFL Indigenous jumpers, of course, with Indigenous round happening over the next 2 weeks. AFL teams have released their Indigenous jumpers that they're going to be wearing over the next couple of weeks. Some have actually released 2, so I think I've got every single one. If I forget one, let me know down in the comment section, but let's get to ranking all the AFL Indigenous jumpers for 2024. So we're going to be starting at the worst and going to the best. And overall, I don't actually hate any of them. I think whoever made them, did a really good job. And I'm sure the AFL clubs absolutely love them. So by all means, I don't hate or dislike any of the artists that made them. I'm just saying it on my personal thoughts about them. And if you like them, you like your team's one, and I say I don't really like it, totally up to you to, we can have differing opinions, I feel like. So now that I've padded everything, first of all, I'm going to go with the one that I dislike the most, which is the Brisbane one. Mine, I just don't really like it, in my opinion. It doesn't really scream Lions to me. I think they've had some pretty decent ones in the past. I do like that they've gone with a maroon background, but other than that, the swirls and stuff, I'm sure there's some story behind it, but just on a look, that's how I'm vibing this so far. I'm just not really a big fan of the Brisbane one, to be honest. It feels a bit, and I don't want to say this, I don't want to seem mean, but it just seems like a bit of a mess. That's just my vibe on it anyway. So Brisbane's is the most disliked one at the moment for me. Next up, we get to Melbourne's. Not a big fan of Melbourne's. I feel like they could have done a bit more with it. I don't mind the design, but I just think they've actually had some really good ones in the past, the Demons, and I just feel like this is a bit of a letdown from the last couple that we've seen. I don't mind the shield and that in the middle of it, but I just think there's not a lot going on. It feels like everything's been pushed to the background so they can still keep their core part of their Guernsey, and it doesn't really scream out creative to me, just in my opinion anyway. Next, we get to Port Adelaide. Now, this is one of 2. This is their away strip. The white one, I don't think it's really that vibrant, I guess, if it's the word. It seems a bit boring, in my opinion. I think the teal as well doesn't stand out very well on the white background, in my opinion. So I think the other one looks a bit better, which we'll get to a little bit later. I don't mind the V in the middle, actually. That's the teal V in between the black. I don't mind that. But I just think the white background with the teal design through the middle here is not really my cup of tea, so to speak. God, I sound like a wanker, don't I, talking about these. Next up, anyway, we have North Melbourne's. I don't hate it. The only problem I would have is I think the colours need to be turned around. I would prefer a blue background and the designs around the jumper to be more white, in my opinion. There are a few up the top that I get to that I do like the white designs. I think it suits it. However, I prefer this one to be in particular. I really do like the royal blue that North Melbourne do use. So that's probably why I don't like this one as much. But don't mind the design. I actually really like the design of the kangaroo for it though. Next, we get to Sydney's. I don't mind the idea of the Swans doing a red bottom and a white off the top, to be honest. However, I think with the Indigenous jumper, I feel like it almost feels like it's been half done, in my opinion. I think that the white at the top there needs to be something up the top. Feel like it's just half a design being done, in my opinion. So I really wish they did something with the top of it, because I don't mind the design at the bottom. But Sydney have had the last couple before this one I really, really liked. So I'm a little bit disappointed by this one, to be honest. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the white top, because I actually don't mind the colour swap between the red, obviously Sydney's normal jumpers, red at top, white at the bottom. I don't mind the colour change, but I do think they need to do something up the top with the white, just in my opinion anyway. Next we get to the Tigers. So Richmond's I don't mind, but I don't really understand. I understand like there'd probably be a reason behind the bird. It is for Ryan Mansell's family who did it. I would have preferred a little bit more of a tiger, but the Richmond one I don't mind. I think they've gone yellow and black because Essendon have gone black and red, so they couldn't have the black background. It just doesn't really scream out so massively to me. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the yellow in between the black stripe. And this is the Crows one. This is the home jersey. They've got a clash one, which we'll get to a little bit. I really like the both the jumpers itself. My only issue with these ones, which we'll get to a little bit later, is the crow. It just, I don't know, to me personally, it feels like they've cut the crow in half, just at the top here, here. It feels like they've cut it, which I don't really like. I feel like it's weirdly cut like that to me. It feels like it's very straight edge, considering the rest of it's so creative with all the little indigenous dot paintings and that painting designs and stuff, that I feel it's a bit weird that the crow's just like being cut off here. That's just me anyway. I'm sure there's I'm just going purely on look, in my opinion. Next is Carlton's, really simple one. It's why it's a little bit further down. I do like the designs in between the I don't know what you call the shoulders here and the bottom. I just wish they did something to the middle. And I understand Carlton have got to have the C in the middle, but overall, I think you can get rid of it for the round, or couldn't they at least do something different with the emblem? I mean, we've seen teams change their emblem. I know they're a very traditional club, but it's like you could do something with the emblem in the middle here. Overall, though, I do like how it is a little bit simple. I just wish they did a bit more in the middle. St Kilda's is next. Don't mind the St Kilda one. Probably the reason why it's not as high as what the normal is, probably because I think there are better ones going through, but I also think that St Kilda's last year was one of the best ones. So I think it's a tiny step down, in my opinion. Overall, not that bad. To be honest, I understand teams are going to use different animals in that, but I also think that I think there's sometimes other teams using animals like eagles and that, especially when they are a part of different teams. I feel like you could do something a bit different than using another team's animal, or like for example, kangaroo paws. I do like. I think that's very interesting. But using an eagle on it when you've got the eagles, I don't know about that. Essendon, this is up next. Like I said before, because they've gone with the yellow background with the black stripe. Essendon have gone with the red stripe and the black background. Don't mind this one, actually. I like that it's like quite simple. There's not too many things going on. They've focused a lot more with the design around the slash, but also like how they've almost changed the stripe a little bit, so it's almost across the body rather than shoulder to your hip. I like how they've kind of done that and then added the design in between. Not too bad. It's simple. I don't mind it, so I think it's okay. This is Geelong's home one. They've obviously got an away one, which we'll get to a bit later. I like that Geelong have done something a bit different here. The last few seasons, or majority of the seasons, they've just gone with the a white background or whatever with just a new pattern in between as like their stripes. I like they've done something different here. So I think, my understanding, this is a eel of some sort. I really like the sea aspects that they've done here. But yeah, I actually think this one's pretty cool. So I like the Geelong one, the home one. Next, we get to the Bulldogs. We've already seen this one being played. I do like the Bulldogs have done something a little bit different here. I feel like, in my opinion, the Dogs have probably been one of the worst teams for designs over the first few years that every single team has been doing one. This is one of my favourite ones for the Dogs, hence why they've gone a bit higher. They're kind of in the middle. I like how they've got the different colours. And they've incorporated more red, blue, and then a little bit of white, because I do think their colours are quite nice, but the white probably takes over now and then. So I do like they've done this sort of stuff here, and I like the design as well, how it all basically links to this design here in the corner. Fremantle, it's simple. I don't mind it. And I also like how they've gone to a little bit more of a sort of heritage way. They've like gone the green, white, and red. I do like that. I think it was Jeff Farmer. Yeah, Jeff Farmer who led the design for this. I like how they've gone a little bit more retro with the colours that obviously Dockers used to use before they went to just straight purple and white. So I don't mind that one. I think that one's pretty cool. I think it's one of the... I think Fremantle's, I think it was last year's one, was really, really good. This one's slightly a step down, but I still really like how they've done their cross like that. And I wouldn't actually mind in the future if Fremantle changed their colours to have their, I don't know what you call it, their triangle bit in the middle, if they did change it to green, white, red, but don't mind the design of this one. Next we get to Hawthorn. This is their home jersey. Really like this one, and I really like the fact that they have used the hawk in the middle of it. The yellow background on the brown stripes. I really like the designs of the stripes as well. There's only two, not the three like you usually expect, one through the middle. So they've really, or there's kind of one, it's like a half one. But I really like how they've incorporated the hawk. Now we'll get to the brown background in the later. But yeah, I do like this one. I do like the other one a lot better though. Collingwood's is next. So about over halfway now. Collingwood's very simple. But I like how they've done something. They're always going to keep it traditional because they're a traditional club and they can't have a wank fest or whatever the hell the reason why. I don't get why they can't like have different jumpers. But I like how they've still got the, it's a Collingwood jumper. You've got the black stripes with the white through the middle or whatever you want to say. But I like how they've got this design in the black through there as well. And I like the I think they're bird. I'm assuming they're bird, magpie paws. So I really like that through the middle. And I think it's a really simple one, but I really like how they've added little tiny textures. Like even just on the stripes here, they've got these little patterns through the side. So I really like that. And I've liked the little texture design through the middle of the black stripes. Gold Coast, we have seen this one already, of course. Their Darwin design for this year. Didn't really like it at first, but it's kind of grown on me. I like how they've... For one, you can actually see the emblem on the jersey. I really like that. They've added like a white. It almost looks like a star through the middle, which I really do like. And everything is pointing towards their emblem. I think that's why I really like this design. I don't really know exactly why it's got a huge Northern Territory aspect. I'm sure there's a reason why. I mean, other than the Northern Territory logo. But overall, I'm sure the Gold Coast love it. They're winning every single game up in Darwin. Then we've got Port Adelaide. This is their second one, their home jersey. And this is why I really like the black one a lot more, because the teal aspects of the jumper stand out a lot more. And plus, I think as well, the white stands out really nice on the black design. I think everything just pops a little bit more, hence why I put the Port Adelaide one. This is like one of the top ones, so this is why I really like this one. The black sits at the back and then everything else pops in front, so that's why I like it. West Coast is now up next. This would have been probably a little bit hot. This probably would have been one of the higher ones. However, I think the eagle being white just, I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me perfectly. I really like the design of everything, to be honest. And even the eagle I do like. I just think that the white seems a little bit weird of a color choice. I feel like they could have done something a little bit weird, different. I feel, to be honest, it looks like someone has... It looks like a drawing from like a school book or something. You've been drawing through your school book or whatever and it's been plastered straight on there. Not that the design's bad. It doesn't really, for me, it feels a bit strange. I know my brother said he absolutely loves this one. Maybe West Coast could win their first game in it. That would be cool. But other than that, I think, this will probably be the highest they'll ever finish on a table or rankings this year. So I'm glad that they're up the top there, West Coast. Now we get into the top four though. Fourth is the Adelaide Crows. I think this is the Clash jumper. This is the red one. I really love this design. Like I said, this probably would have been number one if it wasn't for the Crow, cut off. That's obviously on both of them. I really love the red background on the jumper here. It just makes everything, all the little details of the dot art on it, Indigenous dot art and that sort of stuff. It does really make it pop. So I really like that. The red, I actually like when the Crows use the red on the background of their jumpers as well. Number 3 is the away jersey for the Cats. Like I said before, the whites haven't really been my favourite, the white colour on the background. But this one, because the darker colours are in between and the red sea snake or whatever it is stands out, pops more on that white background, I really do like this one. This is one of my top favourites. And the Cats always do seem to look a lot better in their white jumper because their white shorts stand out so nicely. So I think that's probably why I like it the most. But yeah, I really like the white background on the Geelong jumper. Number 2 is the GWS jumper. I absolutely love this one. I think last year they did like a swap, so it was a dark background on the different designs. This time they've gone with a white background, and I think, like I said, everything on the Geelong one, it's pretty similar. Every like orange color pops off. You can see every single intricate line, all the little pieces of artwork through between. I think that's supposed to be a goanna in between here, inside the Giants jumper. I think this looks really, really cool. So I think this is one of the best ones, especially for the Giants as well. But the Giants have always had some pretty good ones, but this is definitely up there. And now my favourite Indigenous jumper going into this season's Indigenous round is the Hawthorn brown, I don't know if you want to call it your clash jumper. This is my absolute favourite. I think it is a lot of favourites of most people. It is stunning. The hawk in the middle with the brown hawk with the stripes that are not yellow, they're just yellowed outlines. So you can still see that nice little bit of design in between the stripes. But the brown just makes all the yellow pop out, or the gold colour pop out so nicely. So I absolutely love this jumper. Don't really like the Hawks too much, so won't be getting it. But I really love the uniqueness of this one. And I love how the hawk is like the most prominent part of it, because they are the Hawks and they make that stand out the most. So for the person who made this, Ty, this is the person who made the jumper. Absolutely brilliant design. Did really, really well with it. And Hawthorn are going to look great this week in this jumper. This clip is from the Boundary Riders podcast. And if you do enjoy this, then make sure to check out the full episode out every single Wednesday morning on YouTube and Spotify. So after that, guys, I wanted to quickly rank the AFL Indigenous jumpers, of course, with Indigenous round happening over the next 2 weeks. AFL teams have released their Indigenous jumpers that they're going to be wearing over the next couple of weeks. Some have actually released 2, so I think I've got every single one. If I forget one, let me know down in the comment section. But let's get to ranking all the AFL Indigenous jumpers for 2024. So we're going to be starting at the worst and going to the best. And overall, I don't actually hate any of them. I think whoever made them, did a really good job. And I'm sure the AFL clubs absolutely love them. So by all means, I don't hate or dislike any of the artists that made them. I'm just saying it on my personal thoughts about them. And if you like them, you like your team's one, and I say I don't really like it, totally up to you to, we can have differing opinions, I feel like. So now that I've padded everything, first of all, I'm going to go with the one that I dislike the most, which is the Brisbane one. Mine, I just don't really like it, in my opinion. It doesn't really scream Lions to me. I think they've had some pretty decent ones in the past. I do like that they've gone with a maroon background, but other than that, the swirls and stuff, I'm sure there's some story behind it, but just on a look, that's how I'm vibing this so far. I'm just not really a big fan of the Brisbane one, to be honest. It feels a bit, and I don't want to say this, I don't want to seem mean, but it just seems like a bit of a mess. That's just my vibe on it anyway. So Brisbane's is the most disliked one at the moment for me. Next up, we get to Melbourne's. Not a big fan of Melbourne's. I feel like they could have done a bit more with it. I don't mind the design, but I just think they've actually had some really good ones in the past, the Demons, and I just feel like this is a bit of a letdown from the last couple that we've seen. I don't mind the shield and that in the middle of it, but I just think there's not a lot going on. It feels like everything's been pushed to the background so they can still keep their core part of their Guernsey, and it doesn't really scream out creative to me, just in my opinion anyway. Next, we get to Port Adelaide. Now, this is one of 2. This is their away strip. The white one, I don't think it's really that vibrant, I guess, if it's the word. It seems a bit boring, in my opinion. I think the teal as well doesn't stand out very well on the white background, in my opinion. So I think the other one looks a bit better, which we'll get to a little bit later. I don't mind the V in the middle, actually. That's the teal V in between the black. I don't mind that. But I just think the white background with the teal design through the middle here is not really my cup of tea, so to speak. God, I sound like a wanker, don't I, talking about these. Next up, anyway, we have North Melbourne's. I don't hate it. The only problem I would have is I think the colours need to be turned around. I would prefer a blue background and the designs around the jumper to be more white, in my opinion. There are a few up the top that I get to that I do like the white designs. I think it suits it. However, I prefer this one to be in particular. I really do like the royal blue that North Melbourne do use. So that's probably why I don't like this one as much. But don't mind the design. I actually really like the design of the kangaroo for it, though. Next, we get to Sydney's. I don't mind the idea of the Swans doing a red bottom and a white off the top, to be honest. However, I think with the Indigenous jumper, I feel like it almost feels like it's been half done, in my opinion. I think that the white at the top there needs to be something up the top. I feel like it's just half a design being done, in my opinion. So I really wish they did something with the top of it, because I don't mind the design at the bottom. But Sydney have had the last couple before this one I have really, really liked. So I'm a little bit disappointed by this one, to be honest. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the white top, because I actually don't mind the colour swap between the red, obviously Sydney's normal jumpers, red at top, white at the bottom. I don't mind the colour change, but I do think they need to do something up the top with the white, just in my opinion anyway. Next we get to the Tigers. So Richmond's I don't mind, but I don't really understand. I understand like there'd probably be a reason behind the bird. It is for Ryan Mantle's family who did it. I would have preferred a little bit more of a tiger, but the Richmond one I don't mind. Oh, forgot to turn on the mic. So the second half is now underway. So on the outer side here, an opportunity for Hawthorn to break away, but Ward is locked up. Reeves with the tap. Rao can't get it out of there. D'Ambrosio to Reeves. Just jammed it on the boot. Nice ball. Found Chol. And off they go now, the Hawks. Further on to Ward. Low ball, turned it over. Straight to Hewlin, the kick. So Hewlin looking to go. Just doesn't have a lot of options here. Goes corridor. The kick wasn't the greatest at all. Rioli did well to gather it. Just had to get the ball on his boot in haste. Up towards Flanders. Did well, but not enough. Now Newcomb. Back to Scrimshaw. Low dart towards the wing. Collins got up. Couldn't take the mark. Had to fight for it. Did it well in the end. Worked it on. Fiorini. Miller. Has Anderson. Gives it to him in the end. And now Anderson blasts it. Inside the forward 50 again. Holman was there. Ball spills out the back. Free kick ripped out. Hawthorn will take it and take the advantage. Amon. Warple. Over the top now to Newcomb. Looks around. Realises he has not a lot of people around him. So has to make it up on his own. Warple. Further on now. Amon inside 50. Good kick to Moore. He wants to go towards the pocket for Watson. He was the man in the opening half. A chance here for his fourth goal. And to get his team within 9 points. They haven't been that close since the first quarter. Almost best on the ground, Nick Watson in the first half. This for the perfect start. Watson comes in. Hooks it across the face. And bounces out of bounds somehow. I don't know how that got through everyone, but it clean bowled everyone, rolled out of bounds. So throws it back into play. Reeves up against Moyle. Moyle thumps it to the front. Hewlin gathered it well. Jammed it on the boot towards the wing. Jaff is there. So is Walter. Realised he wasn't going to win it. Fisted it. And it goes out of bounds off the boot of Ginnivan. So it's on the full. So a free kick going to the Suns. A long kick towards Walter again. He gets hands on it. Brought to the ground. McGuinness held without it. Held a long time. Play on, says the umpire. So now Anderson. High ball towards half forward. Trying to get there is long. Barras just fisted it back where it once came. A good 40-metre fist on that one. Handball inboard. Newcomb over to McGuinness. Didn't really look. Just sent it forward and maybe should have looked a bit better. Collins wants to go. Sends it towards the commentary side wing for Closey. Takes the grab, just holds it up for the moment. Now he goes. 2-on-1 here, the Suns inside their forward 50. King, 1-2, got it! Barras went a bit early. King read it well. Has kicked one tonight. He's been pretty well held by the Hawthorn defence. But still, of course, leading the Coleman race. To Ben King. Chance here to give the Suns a really good start to the second half. Hawthorn went into the break with all the momentum. A chance here for the big spearhead for King to come in and shut that down. Great work from King. Suns' first goal of the second half. So back in the middle of the ground, Hawthorn getting it working forward there through Ginnivan. Deer onto McDonald, trying to back out of trouble with Ward, threw that away. Battle, further on to McDonald, into the pocket, worked into some space, well done there from Jack Ginnivan. Should have been a real free kick against the Hawks though, that was definitely a throw. I think it was McKenzie, had to be paid. So 21 points to the margin. Jack Ginnivan tucked up in the pocket where Nick Watson kicked that miraculous goal in the first half. He's had a pretty good game so far, Jack Ginnivan. 14 touches and kicked a goal. So tucked up against the boundary. It comes in, Jack Ginnivan, and just kicks it wide. So 20 points to the margin right now. Noble worked it short to Power, gives it back to Noble. He blasts a long ball up the wing to Ainsworth. Was it inbounds? Oh, only just by a coat of paint. He works with a short ball. Nice kick in the end. So the Gold Coast now working it through the middle of the ground through Power. Got a couple of players in the corridor. One of them's Noble. Decides against that, just decides to go along with the kick inside the forward 50 again. Scrimshaw was there, didn't mark it. Ward takes the contact, and it'll be a ball up. So an opportunity now, Hawthorn clearing it away, D'Ambrosio. Tapped down by Deer towards McKenzie. 4 Suns around this. McKenzie has to hold up. He did it pretty well in the end. So it looks like McGuinness may have gone to Anderson here as a big tagging role. Of course, a massive first half from him. Rao breaking through stoppage, sends it inside 50. Sicily should have taken that mark. Puts his defence under all sorts of pressure. Scrimshaw was legged. He actually did pretty well in the end. And now Jaff wants to go for a bit of a run. Gives it off to D'Ambrosio, his running mate. Low dart down the wing to Chol. It's been pretty good, Chol, so far. Hasn't had a lot of touches, but he's had a lot of impact in his forward line, just keeping his height, bringing the ball to ground when he needs to. Long kick, but Moyle getting back. Goes back with the kick to Noble. Wasn't a great kick, but Noble has a lot of time on his hands. Short to Hewlin, gives it back to John Noble, just racking them up for fun. The kick has to be perfect. It's actually terrible. Turn it straight over to Battle. Now McDonald. Opportunity for the Hawks. Top of the goal square for Moore. Collins did it well. More fights back onto it. And I think they've got away with it into the Suns. They have, led by Sam Collins. Did it brilliantly. Noble clears it out the defensive area. Battle couldn't mark. Weddle trying to shake off his opponent. Handballed it back a good 20 metres to Barras. He blasts it long. Once again, Moyle is there. Got a fist onto it. Into the corridor to his ruckmate in Reeves. And now McDonald. Top towards Chol. Chol! Did it well there, maybe, or Chol. Stole it out of the grasp of Collins in front. Like I said, he hasn't had a lot of touches, but it seems like he's had a lot of impact in this game, bringing the ball to ground for his smalls, really helping out the likes of Watson and Ginnivan so far. How you doing, Boston? What are you up to tonight? So maybe your child straight in front, 20 metres out. Shouldn't have too many issues here. Should kick the Hawks' first goal of the second half. Great work. So not great news here for the Hawks. Jack Scrimshaw currently off the ground limping, so hopefully he's okay, but that could be a big talking point going into this week and beyond. He was out with injury before this game, came back this week on return, but could be straight out again, unfortunately. So an opportunity now for the Hawks. Can they get themselves right back in it? Watson fished out the handball to McGuinness. Handball to the pocket weirdly for Deere to try and work back onto it. He kept it in, tucked up in the pocket, sets it up perfectly. Well, didn't take the mark more though. Turned it over as well. So messed it up there, the Hawks. So an opportunity for the Suns to repel. A long kick out towards Witts, brought down by Sicily. Ward onto McKenzie inside the centre square. He winds up a long ball towards the goal line, but Collins did well. Tip Goldie by 1. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think Hawthorn are keeping in touch. It just feels like the Gold Coast is going to break away. I don't know. That just seems for me, though. The Hawks are keeping in touch, though. I tip the Suns as well. So Euland, just a low ball. Finds Jeffrey. So both subs yet to be used. Bailey McDonald for the Hawks. And David Swallow for the Suns. He works that one short there. Jeffrey finds Powell. Doesn't have a lot of options here, Will Powell. So he's just going to have to blast it long once again. Looking for Walter. Already took a big mark early in the game. Couldn't take that one. Morrison worried out of it. Weddle. Further on, Deere trying to get up the ground, get some touches. McKenzie got it out well. McDonald turned it over though. Flanders handballed onto Rao. He's got an option over the top. They've got numbers here, the Suns. They just have to make it work, and they do. Ainsworth sets it up to the top. Oh, great work! Ben Long just jumps above Sicily. He's been the step ladder twice tonight. Ben Long was almost on his backside as he took that grab. Dragged it down really nicely. Ben Long being good tonight. Was sorely missed a couple of weeks ago. But what a year he's having. Career best as a small forward. Playing tall at times. He comes in and leaves it out to the right-hand side. So the Hawks getting it out of their D50. Amon gets it to Morrison. Back to Amon. Streaming off the half-back line. He takes a bounce. Short little kick up towards McKenzie. Missed his target. Fighting for it was Deere. Couldn't get it. Now Morrison. No, McKenzie dropped it. Fighting hard, he's more up against Anderson. It's a ball up. So 9:20 left in this third quarter. Wits with the tap. Newcomb's held Rao. Surely the umpires missed that somehow. Ward got it out. Newcomb onto D'Ambrosio. Usually a good user inside the forward 50. What a kick! Great mark from Hardwick as well. And a chance here for Hawthorn to get within 9 points. Haven't been this close since the opening term. Blake Hardwick already kicked a goal in this game. Chance here to kick his second. Straight in front, 30 metres out. Shouldn't have too many issues. Blake Hardwick kicks it well. Hawthorn back within 9 points. So now can the Hawks continue on? Back in the middle we go. No, it's shit bounce from the umpire. That is the third of the evening, I'm pretty sure. Tap down from Witts. Miller couldn't take it. McKenzie trying to get it out of there. Now in and under is Newcomb. Almost threw that away somehow to McDonald. Ball spills. Flanders did well. Off to Closey. Little shake. Inside 50, the kick. Just couldn't get to Long. He fights back for it. Handball forward only as far as Weddle. And now they can repel the Hawks through Ward. Tumbling ball inside to the centre of the ground. Witts gets there first. He turned into his own detriment. Got it away. Collins did okay. Towards Closey. Onto Rao. Handball over the top. They've got a bit of overlap here, the Suns. Roses trying to get back onto his left. Doesn't have a lot of options. Gets into a bit of a move. Doesn't really know what he's doing with it, in my opinion. Now Closey working his way back inside on the left boot. Inside 50 for King. Weddle did well. So now he goes a bit of a run and dash. Looking for the 1-2. Weddle, oh, the handball was dreadful. Had to fight back onto it, though. Did okay. Newcomb back over to Weddle. And off he goes. Streaming off the half-back line. The tumble punt forward. Noble did well. Cut it off. Game's gone at a blistering pace in this third term. Off to Closey. Drives it towards half forward for Moyle. Did well there, Jaff, to get a touch onto it. Ward. Barras. Now Jaff once again. Trying to get onto his boot. Falling backwards. Nice kick. McDonald. Over the top to Morrison. The Hawks have a bit of overlap now. Nice kick. Moore. He goes over to Morrison, who kept on running. Rao can't track him down. Morrison into the pocket. Chol. 1-2. Couldn't grab it on the third attempt. Hardwick to Deere. Short kick. Watson. Can he get to work? He keeps his feet. Taken out of bounds, though. Tucked up in the Hawthorn forward pocket. They haven't been this close since the first quarter. They can get even closer with a goal here. 6.5 left. Reeves almost got there. Rao to Holman. Clears it outside the defensive 50. Moyle stands underneath it. Spiked down well. Ward went to drive it long. Then cut the kick short. Newcomb up against Miller. Free kick's been called. And it's going Hawthorn's way. Nick Holman isn't impressed whatsoever. Jai Newcomb does get the free kick, though. Yeah, he's grabbed the high there, took Miller. It's definitely there. Newcomb gets the free. I don't really know why Holman's so up in arms about it, but anyway. John Newcombe been really good so far this year. Probably leading their best and fairest at this stage. 22 touches already tonight. A chance here to get within 3 points. John Newcombe kicks it well. Oh, there's a bit of fight in this one. Oh, there's a bit of a melee going on here. Player dragged to ground. I think it was Newcombe. And this game's gone up a notch. Well, the Gold Coast, they're not opposed to this sort of footy. Mac Andrew involved, as you would expect. Nick Coleman invested, as you would expect. Well, I said a few moments ago, I felt like the Gold Coast were about to break the game open, but vice versa's happened. Nick Coleman was not impressed by Giant Newcombe, and after the goal, he told him all about it. So back in the middle we go. Miller wants to change it for his side. Drives it inside the forward 50 once again. Moyle is there. Walter spoiled to the ground towards the 50. Great pick up from Morrison. Left the ball behind. Humphrey trying to get to work. Handballed forward. Miss Flanders. Barras taps it towards the advantage of Newcombe. Further on with the handball. Turned it over though. Closey over the top to Ainsworth. A chance here for the Gold Coast reply. Great finish, Ben Ainsworth. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Barras eye. Got a huge amount of blood coming out from his top of his eye. Oh, I got a massive elbow there. Barras from his teammate, Josh Battle, coming back to try and give him a hand. So we're back in the middle. Gold Coast led it by 9. Tap down. Newcombe forced it forward on as far as Miller. Back towards Rioli. Been a bit quieter in the second half, Rioli. He goes for a bit of a run. Further on to Rao. He can set it up. Top of the goal square once again. King's going to fly. In front was Ainsworth. Weddle on the ground. To Jaff. Under pressure. Did well with it. Now aim on. Short little kick smothered by Holman. Did well to lock it inside their forward 50 of the Suns. 4:44 left. Hawthorn have been fighting their way back all quarter. They were within 3 points moments ago before a Gold Coast reply. Now the Suns have it inside their forward 50. Witts took the front spot on as far as Weddle. Tried to get a clearing ball. Miller got a bad bounce. Ricocheted forward. Now Morrison clearing ball. Noble up against Ginnivan. Ginnivan wins out. Did okay in the end. They work it forward to the Hawks. Ginnivan's got nothing forward, so he blasts it to space for Watson and Powell. Who's going to win out? Powell wins well. He's been well beaten today, Will Powell, but he stood up in a big moment. He's taken a third bounce here. He can keep on going, you Will Powell. Gives it off to Rioli, and he blasts it on the boot. Inside kick, Miller should have marked it. Fought back onto it. Now Rao, part of the Seas. Didn't really know about his next option. Gets it over to Holman. Threads the handle through to Miller. Smothered kick inside the forward 50. Moyle gathered it. It's almost fighting out. Hawthorn. Amon dropped the ball. Now Humphrey breaks away. Then tackled. Game may be in Darwin. This one's fighting hard like a final. Now the Hawks can go. McDonald sends it towards half forward. Opportunity for Deer. Andrew got a spoil. They work it forward now to Ginnivan. Dribbling ball. Watson and Collins. And Collins did okay. Cleared it away. Only as far as Hardwick. He breaks past the tackler. Inside handball to McGuinness. He can get it on his right boot. Snap it towards goal. Collins on the last line. Short kick to Noble. Holds it up in the back pocket. Drives it up the wing. Walters there. Got hands onto it. I got a high one, surely. Not paid by the umpire. Umpires put the whistle away in this third quarter. Now D'Ambrosio drags it in. And a ball up. It's been a fast third quarter. Up and back and up and back. Wits with the tap again. Rouse held by Warple. Play on. Socketed it away on as far as Sicily. Jammed it on the boot. High up and under ball. Deer is there. Brought to the ground. Jeffrey. Broke past one. Handball inside to Noble. He's about to get shut down. Got a handball away just in time. Hawthorn have the numbers. McDonald. He's spinning. He's turning. Free kick's been called. I think it's Hawthorn's way. Oh, another bit of a spot fire here. Another bit of push and shove. So it's a free kick going Hawthorn's way. It is Morrison. Chance here to get the back within 3 points. So it was against Noble for holding the footy. So a lot of push and shove in this third quarter as well. It's been high-spirited. Been a quick game. But a chance here for Hawthorn to get back within 3 points. Harry Morrison being good tonight. A chance here to kick truly, which he does. $11,672. Lead the Hawks. 11,369. So back in the middle we go. The Gold Coast trying to win it out of the middle. Anderson high up and under ball. Push there. Surely was long. Play on, says the umpire. Now Weddle clears it towards the wing. It's a bit of a tumbler. Anderson should get there first. Handball through somehow to Rioli. Free kick to Anderson. Warple may have a little bit of something to talk about here. No, it's not. So it was the Anderson one, I believe. So interesting to see if Warple have to maybe have that looked at. But now Rioli going to set it up once again. Who's going to go? Pushed out of it a little bit easily was King. Now Walter played for the free kick. Not going to get it. Ainsworth socketed off the ground towards the boundary line. Oh, he's paid that against Ainsworth for insufficient intent. That's ridiculous. How you doing, Body Victor? What are you up to tonight? So Sicily sent it outside the defensive 50. Collins was there. Numbers out the back here through Hawthorn. They work it back here, Ward to Ginnivan. Chipping ball up the wing for Sicily. That should have been out of the full. It will be. So Euland with a minute left. Can the Suns get a late one here? David Swallows made his way onto the ground. I'll find out who's subbed out in a moment. I'll quickly try and do it. No, I'll do it in a sec. So now Euland sends it towards half forward. Looking for an opportunity with Walter. He had hands on it. Couldn't grab it cleanly. So now an opportunity through the middle of the ground. We have Watson. He cuts back, kicks it towards the commentary side. Hawthorn have numbers here. Working it forward now is Moore to the lead-up option of Hardwick. Hawthorn haven't led the game since the opening goal. This to get them in front in the shadows of three-quarter time. Great kick there from Dylan Moore. Just kicked it up so Hardwick didn't have to break stride on the lead. And a chance here to give Hawthorn the lead since the opening minutes of the game. A skip step, looks at Ed straight. It kicks the goal hardly. He's got 3. The Hawks lead. So subs are currently right now, Bailey McDonald has came on the ground for Cal Shadir as a tactical sub. And for the Gold Coast, I'll quickly get that one too. The Gold Coast have subbed out Ned Moyle for Dave Swallow. That's also tactical. Not really surprised by that one. So back in the middle we go. What a matchup it's been. Definitely the change up in this third quarter with McGuinness going to Anderson has been a real game changer. So Hawthorn lead it. Tap down from Reeves as the siren sounds for three-quarter time. And the Suns, after leading by 14 points at halftime, the Hawks have been able to wrestle back the momentum. And since the opening minutes of the opening term, the Hawks have taken the lead for the first time since then and lead now by 3 points. At three-quarter time, the Hawks lead at 12-3-75 to the Suns, 11-6-72. Oh, my neck. Oh, I need a drink. Cold and I don't want to make a coffee because I want to be up all night. So we're about to get ready to go for this final term. So here we go. Big final term about to get underway. A lot of spot fires in that third quarter as well. Both teams knowing this is both teams 4 points are up for grabs. So players are moving into position now, ready to go for the final term. All up for grabs. Hawthorn with a big fight back in that third term. Set up for an intriguing final quarter. Let's go, Suns. I've tipped them. That's who I'm going for the tip. So the Suns have led it for the majority of the contest, but Hawthorn lead it going into the final quarter. Here we go. From the tap down, Warple gets the clearing ball, bouncing only as far as Ginnivan, wrapped up by Anderson, spun 360, ball up. From the ball up, Rao gathered it just quickly onto the boot. High up and under ball. Standing underneath it. Got hit hard was Weddle. Landed well was Holman. Handball forward. Free kick. Oh, that's ridiculous. It was courage from Weddle, but I don't think it was a free. But anyway. So Weddle just goes to the lateral ball to find Barras. So first goal of this quarter is so important. Barras going to set it up. Looking for Sicily, who's gone forward, but Collins glides in and takes a good grab. Short kick was dangerous. Jeffrey Did well to take the mark. Always looks so calm, Joel Jeffrey. A long kick, Newcomb. Landed heavily. Couldn't take the grab, though. Handball over the top. Anderson just plucked it out of the air. Off to Swallow. Further on now to Roses. Chance here for the Suns. He goes towards the forward 50. Opportunity in the air. Couldn't take it. There was long. And it spills out of bounds. Good tap from Reeves to Warple. Bouncing ball only as far as Euland. Handball weird. Turned it straight over to Warple. And now Sicily. Drives it in board. The kick wasn't the greatest. Rioli cuts it off. He wants to switch here, Rioli. Just doesn't have a lot of options, though. So just goes short ball, though, to Collins. On the back line of the centre square. Goes back to Rioli. So he runs his full measure. Sends it towards half forward. Barras in a 2-on-1. Did well to bring it to the ground. Real couldn't take it cleanly. Witts somehow got it out of there to Humphrey. High up and under ball. Up the chimney. Don't know if this will even be paid 15. Spoiled down. Only as far as Swallow. Just came on the ground. It has instant impact. First goal, Suns, of the final quarter. Well done, David Swallow. Hasn't been in the team a lot this year, but he is similar to Touk Miller, heart and soul player. So Humphrey gets the clearance here. High ball. Who's going to get there? King out the back up against Jaff. King went in the body, just put him aside. Gives it off to Roses. Gets back onto his left boot. Snapped it. Too sharp. So it's a good start for the Suns in this last quarter. So 4 points now. Amon in short. Finds his target in Newcomb. He wants to give it back to Amon. He's about to get taken down. Did well to dodge past the tackler. Kicked it lateral. Found it off to D'Ambrosio. Back inboard with a kick to Newcomb. Got a couple of handball options. Decided to go wide with the kick. Well done there, Euland. Read it well. Knocked out of bounds. Oh, free kick to Ginnivan. Oh, my God. That was not a chop of the arms. So now Ginnivan sets it up here for Chol. Opportunity Deer as well. Brought to the ground. Reeves, little tap on to Sicily. Didn't want to go down and get it. Met hard was Jeffrey. And so someone thought the whistle went, but it was actually someone in the crowd apparently. So that's weird. But anyway, Witts with a tap. Warple couldn't grab it cleanly. McGuinness being good in this second half. And Collins tapped it out of bounds. And he's called insufficient intent. Gold Coast aren't impressed by it, but looked pretty obvious in my opinion. Bailey Humphrey is bewildered by the decision. So James Warple to give his team back the lead. It's going to be a tough kick. Tucked up in the pocket, James Warple. Can he kick it truly? Oh, you bet he hasn't. Oh, he struck it into the post. It looked good. So it's back to 3 points now. So willpower to take the kick in. Goes the short kick to Rioli and missed him. So bounces out of bounds and keeps it in the Hawks forward half. So umpire throws it back into play. Witts try to tap it. Reeves off the ground. McKenzie trying to get there. Now McGuinness try to soccer it off the turf. Somehow got back into his grasp. Humphrey trying to get it out of there. Ball in a telephone booth of a size area. Then got the ball forward as Rao. Weddle couldn't get there. Rose's little tap on did well. Rao over the top to Anderson. Has no one forward. Has to make it up as he goes. Decides to go from 60. 1-on-1 towards Long. Then Scrimshaw and Long. And Scrimshaw gets the free kick. Oh, it's Ben Long's free. I want to see that again because I think both of them are holding. I thought for sure if anyone was going to get it, it was going to be Scrimshaw. But Ben Long's taking it. He looked pretty confident about it, to be fair. Well, maybe that's a little bit of a payment because Hawthorn have got a few goals from free kicks tonight. I think it's because Scrimshaw's got his hand over the shoulder of Long. That's the only thing I can think of there. But nonetheless, a chance here for the Gold Coast to get their second of the final term. And they get a nice little break. Yeah, if I'm Hawthorn, I'm a little bit fucking miffed off by that free kick. That was fucking hard. That was a ticky touch free kick, to say the least. So Ben Long kicks his third. From the tap down. Moore tried to shrug a high one. Umpire wasn't falling for it. So again, back in the ruck. Witts with the tap. Rouse trying to tap it to his own advantage. Ball spills. Aim on. Quick hands out the back to Jaff. Jammed it on the boot. Towards centre half forward with the kick. Euland got a spoil onto it. Wasn't really effective. Mac Andrew trying to shrug off a tackle. Did pretty well in the end, Andrew. Off to Jeffrey. Has a handball option in Andrew. They can keep on streaming away here, the Suns. Andrew blasts it towards half forward. 1-on-1. Scrimshaw couldn't mark. Roses is there. Long sees it out. So Ginnivan currently getting his hip checked on. Need him back on the ground from the ruck. McKenzie. Handball through to McDonald. Check side kick into the middle of the ground. Collins great gather to Jeffrey. Handball way back to Andrew. Set it up nicely though. Kick finds Noble. On the Sir Doug Nichols round logo. So Noble runs his full measure. Sends it towards half forward. Walters there. Barras too strong. Walter not impressed. Hasn't done a lot tonight since that great mark in the opening term. So Barras just goes back to Weddle. Hawthorn, you think, need the next one. They've kicked the opening 2 goals of the last quarter of the Suns. Scrimshaw. Oh, it's a dangerous kick. Just gets to his target. Ward. And now they've opened up here. Gives it off to Warple in the middle of TIO Stadium. He blasts it towards half forward. Sicily did well with the body. Gets out the back. Can he work onto it here more? He went to ground. Umpire says ball it up. So here we go from the stoppage. Spills out now to Moore. He shrugs the tackle. Kick forward on as far as Noble. Wasn't paid the 15. Has to get rid of it quickly. Switches it nicely to Euland. Gold Coast just seem a little bit more calmer at the moment. Euland is over the top. Kick was nice. To Powell, shrugs the tackle. Went to feign the handball. He's been in trouble now. Got rid of it. Too long though. And now the Hawks can go on the counter. Kick towards half forward. Dreadful kick though. Noble up against Hardwick. Almost threw that out. Spills to Humphrey. Closey. Chipping kick over the top. Turned it over. Wasn't paid the mark. Surely it was a free kick for marking interference. But anyway, play on. The Suns can go forward. Fiorini fumbled at the crucial stage. Flanders fights back onto it. Handball forward. Turned it over again. Hawthorn are away. Ward, spin move. Did it well. Newcomb, usually good user. Handball inside. Back to McDonald. Further on to Newcomb. Inside the forward 50 was push as he kicked it. Watson couldn't get the footy. Fighting back onto it. Collins. Watson still going well. He dives in. Pushes the handball out. Surely a throw. So a free kick to the Suns. So Euland blasted up the wing. Jaff is there. Reeves and Witts. Reeves with the fist. Morrison get tackled. Ball in. 12:22 left in the game. Suns have kicked the only 2 goals of the quarter. So Weddle's gone into the ruck here, maybe trying to add a little bit of speed around the ball. Witts with the tap, straight to Holman. Clears the ball a good 50 metres towards half forward for Walter. Couldn't take the mark. Did want to fight onto it though. Tapped it out of the grasp of Barras. Swallow in there. Barras, good bump. Knocks it out of bounds. So throws it back into play. Witts tried to tap it down. Newcomb smacked it forward. Only as far as Holman. Now Witts shoveled it out of there. Fighting hard was Humphrey, and it's out again. I think this is going to be one. This game's going to be one on who can go the longest here. Hawthorn seem to be tiring. But both teams, like I said, coming off a 5-day break. Tap down. Holman takes the contact from Newcomb. Ball it up. Rao wasn't impressed by the contact from Newcomb there. Witts tapped down again. He's trying to get it out with Swallow. Tackled well by Morrison. Humphrey. Dangerous ball into the middle of the ground. Got a tough bounce. Did well to corral it there. McKenzie breaks away. Kick is a tumble punt forward. Euland should get there first. Moore is tracking it quickly. Euland went to ground. Ball gets out. Rioli trying to get it towards the boundary line. Hardwick did well and just holds him to the boundary line. Did well there, the Hawks. They feel like they need a goal here. Back in the ruck. Witts just takes it out of their handball a good 5 metres. Off to Close. He did well. Rao onto Rioli. And now Noble. Off he goes. He'll run all day. He looks at Newcomb. Says, I've got you covered. Kicks it forward towards a 2-on-1. Did well there long to cause a contest. And knocks it out of bounds. So about 70 out from the Gold Coast goal. 11 minutes left. Witts couldn't win the ruck contest. Ginnivan just out of his grasp. And Noble blasted inside the 50 once again. Good mark from Barras. Strong grab. Thought King did everything he could to try and knock that out. But Barras was just too strong. So Barras goes long up the wing. 1-on-1 here. And Ginnivan happy to just see that out of bounds. Tap down from Witts. Mackenzie held up. They should be holding the footy. Not paid. Newcomb in and under as always. And another ball up. So 10.5 minutes left. Next goal is so important. If a Gold Coast get it, you almost say they've won the game. Hawthorn get it right on an even keel. From the tap down, Rao breaking away. Had Ainsworth as a handball option. Decides to go longer. Up went. Couldn't take the mark. A handball over the top. And Roses can run it into the open goal. On his home turf, Malcolm Roses almost puts a dagger through the heart of the Hawks. Well done from Matt Rao. He's been inspirational in this final term. And the Gold Coast break out to a 15-point lead. So back in the middle we go. Chance here for the Hawks now through the stoppage. Ward sends it forward. What a kick! Well, a chance here for the quick reply. Mabior Chol has a chance here. That was a great centre clearance. So Mabior Chol has been pretty well held tonight. Has kicked a goal. Chance to keep his team in the hunt. Mabior Chol comes in. Cool, calm and collected. Hawthorn back within 9 points. So back in the middle, Miller got pushed into it. Reeves tried to get it out. Witts in and under, just taps it forward to space. Did well, D'Ambrosio. Aim on. Now to Newcomb. He can blast it forward to centre half forward. The kick is brilliant. To McDonald. He wants to wheel and go. Just has to find the option. Eventually, just says he'll do it himself. From 50. Wastes a big chance. So a long kick now. Hawthorn trying to get it out of there, but the Gold Coast win it out. Fiorini sends it long. Roses look like to have been held. He breaks away with the handball. Over the top to Long from 55. Top of the goal square. Who's going to win out? Opportunity. Swallow just dropped it. Holman fighting. Swallow off the ground. Couldn't get it. Weddle is there. Holman. Hawthorn went out. Did well. Did well there, Hawthorn, just to scramble that ball over the line. So a long kick towards the one-on-one for Weddle. He gets the free kick. So Weddle wants to go. Handball over the top. The Hawks just want to keep this ball in motion. They work it over the top to McDonald. He should be full of run. He breaks away. Sends it long to the lead-in of D'Ambrosio. Thought the bounce from Bailey McDonald was running away from him, but it just kept him in stride, and the kick to D'Ambrosio was inch perfect. D'Ambrosio hasn't seen a lot of it tonight, but he's had a good year. A chance here for the Hawks to be back within 3 points. Usually a good kick. But now in front of the big sticks, he's hooked it wide. And it's only a minor score. So a long kick now. Reeves almost stolen out of the air. Warple, handball inside. Ward just tapped it onto McGuinness. Couldn't take it there. Was McGuinness in the end, but now fishes it forward. Dribbling ball. Mac Andrew is there. Picked up by Sicily. Tapped on as far as Noble. Further on to Holman. Wrapped up by McDonald. Ball up. 6.5 minutes left. So much time left. Tap down from Reeves. Good take from Ginnivan. Looking for the high one. And he got it. Not much Holman could have done. You know what Jack Ginnivan was looking for. I'd like to look at it again. I think he's definitely drawn the contact. He definitely has. Everyone in the ground knew what he was doing, but he drew the free kick. He's kicked 1 goal tonight. This will be his 21st touch. Had a lot of footy. A chance here to draw his team within 2 points. Jack Ginnivan comes in and kicks it well. Not much of a celebration about it. He knows there's more work to do, but brings them within 2 points. It's not much. I don't like it, to be fair. I think he's definitely drawn the free kick, but I mean, the umpire's going to pay it, isn't he? So we're back in the middle. Reeves almost won the tap. Witts fished it forward. Moore went down to the ground. Has to get it out of there. Only spills as far as the Suns. Fiorini's kick forward. It's a weird bounce. Barras taps it back into the danger area. Holman looking for his left boot. On to Took Miller. This would mean everything. He's got it. In game 200, who else but Took Miller to stand up when they need him most? What a goal from Took Miller. When they needed a leader to stand up, who else but the club's leader? The club's champion in Took Miller. He led this club in their darkest hour and comes up big. Still 5.5 minutes. Still so much time on the clock. 8 points. Witts with the tap. Anderson was unmarked at the stoppage. Handballed forward to Humphrey. He'll blast it forward. It's a low ball. It's Walter. He can't take the grab. Hits the ground though long. He's free kick though. Going Hawthorn's way. Oh, that's a big call. So Weddle wants to go wide towards Jaff, up against Roses. Roses taps it on. Fiorini couldn't grab it cleanly. Jaff trying to get it out of there somehow. Roses kept it in bounds, did it really well, but eventually the umpire, no sense of theatre. Josh Battle not looking good on the bench right now. Josh Battle currently got an ice pack on the back of his neck, trying to cool down, it seems. From the tap down, though, Newcomb can't get it out. Tap again, Reeves. Morrison with the clearance. High ball, taking the front spot was Chol. Got beaten. Collins off to Rioli. Oh, the spin move was nice. Handball off to Rao. Breaks the tackle. Handball on the inside. Anderson picked it up well. Tumble punt forward. In front. Good mark, Long. He has been so good tonight, Ben Long. In a chance here to give his team a 14-point lead. He's been so good tonight, Ben Long. Watson was the pick of the bunch in the opening half, but this guy's just really worked. He's been a workhorse all night. For goal number 4, Ben Long comes in, kicks it well, and the Gold Coast are almost home. .354 left. Can the Suns hold on from here? Massive crowd in Darwin to start off Sir Doug Nicholls round. They're watching an absolute classic fight out here. Reeves was held, play on, Newcomb digs it out, Warple's handball was smothered, ricochets off to Swallow, further back to Anderson, fires a 30-metre handball towards Fiorini, McDonald did well, tackled, brought to the ground, ball up. Hawthorn need a goal within a minute, you would say. Tap down, Anderson, handballs forward to space, hoping for a player of his to get onto it. Who else but Long? Taps it forward. Holman. Handball interrupted. Long tried to soccer it off the turf. In and under was Swallow. Long once again. Try to dig it through his legs. Ward to Jaff. They have to go Hawthorn. Oh, an absolute spiral through the middle. Trying to get the mark was Andrew dropped it. Gets out the back. Collins up against Sicily. Sicily soccering forward. Who's going to get there first? Powell tapped it forward to his own advantage. Over the, now Chol, what a pickup! Then the duck step, then the kick, and the goal! Don't count the match just yet, Hawthorn. Mabior Chol kicks a big time goal. This game has had everything. This game's not over yet. 3 minutes left. What a win from Chol on the ground. So back in the middle, Anderson tries to get it going his way. Got it smothered. Warple fighting for it. Anderson again, tackled by Newcomb. And a ball up. Still time left. 2:45. Reeves won it down. Witts was there. Trying to fish it out. Socket off the ground by Reeves. Ward in a phone box these players are working through. Anderson sends it forward. Who can mark? Can someone mark? Scrimshaw tried to spoil it. Long pushed his opponent away. Inside handball to Holman. This would almost end it. Turned it over. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. McDonald dropped the sitter. Works back onto it. And now he goes for a run. Handball over the top to Weddle. Back to McDonald. They want to go here, Hawthorn, with full-on pace. Inside kick. Ward further on to the lead of Sicily. They've got time. They don't have to rush. But now Sicily drives a high ball. Who's going to go? Hewlin went up. Missed the footy though. And Watson, be dead quiet all this second half. Top of the goal square. Closey. .143 left. A couple of marks would probably see this game over. He blasted up the wing. Opportunity for Jath. Couldn't get there. Now Holman stepped out of trouble to Roses. A low dart into the middle of the ground for Miller. He got met by Scrimshaw. He wins out. Handball to Amon. He can blast a long ball. He does. McAndrew sitting in the spot. Couldn't take it. Rioli. Smothered handball. Watson looking for the high one. Good tackle from Anderson. That was perfect. And Humphrey off to Rioli. Blasted away. Onto the wing. He takes the mark long. Just has to hold up. He played on. Didn't have to. He had an option on the outside. He goes longer. Great spoil from Scrimshaw. Here's Hawthorn's chance. They have to go. Amon ducks away. Tumble. Oh, an absolute spiral ball. Turned it over though. Closey wasn't paid the mark. Handballed over to Powell. Now to Noble. 45 seconds. Told by the bench to blast it long, which he does. It gets out the back. Long. Ainsworth breaks away. What a tackle from Weddle. I think the Suns will hold on. There's 30 seconds left. Hawthorn have to go. Weddle sends a ball through the middle of the ground, but Andrew, oh, he dropped the mark. Ainsworth, Fiorini, in fact, was taken. Witts handballed it towards the wing. Humphrey wrapped up. Ball spills again. Rioli, he couldn't grab it cleanly. McDonald socketed it off the ground. Ginnivan got a high one. There's 6 seconds left. The Hawks are going to come up short. They've done everything in this final quarter, but the Suns keep their perfect record in Darwin intact. What a game of footy we witnessed in the top end tonight. But the Gold Coast Suns, the Territory Suns, win out in classic style. 16-8-104 the Suns to the Hawks, 15-6-96. A great game of footy, went right down to the wire. But the Gold Coast hold on. Oh, my head hurts. All right, guys, we're going to end the stream straight away. I got work in the morning, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you guys joining the stream. Seems like I had a lot of you guys in tonight. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. There'll be a new trade video out on Monday, so get excited for that one. We talk about trade rumors and stuff. But yeah, if you did like it, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. But for now, catch you all later.